All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. Sunday night, got the Marlins hat on. Can you believe it? Close. What a pathetic team this is. Giants lose. Night. Yeah, putting the night up there for sure. As the Giants loses series to the Miami Marlins. Miami came in here with 49 wins, leaves with 51, and the Giants are 2 games over 500. Look, I put a fork in them last week, and it's not too hard if you watch these guys play day after day. You know that this is not a good team, and it's not difficult to stand back here and make these bold projections or predictions. They're really not even that bold when it comes down to it, Los.
Not at all. I mean, we've been consistent with it and shouldn't surprise anybody. And when they have their little runs that they've had during the year to play well, everybody wanted to prove us wrong. It's not even about being proven right or being proven wrong. Just like we always say, use your eyes. Don't use your heart. You use your brain and use your eyes, you're going to probably dissect the situation just a little bit more accurate. So if you thought that this was a World Series contender coming out of spring training, then that was your heart speaking. And everything's coming to fruition as we get later in the season.
Yeah, I mean, guys, we don't want to just, like say, have a show where we stand up here and just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
Right.
But it's really gets to the point where this is just not a good, sound team. Today, they made the big mistake, and it was Logan Webb on the double play, the comebacker. He didn't throw an accurate throw to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald had to make a kind of an acrobatic catch off the bag and then tag the base runner to get the first out. Wasn't able to get the inning-ending double play. And what did the Marlins do after that? They scored 4 runs. Should have been 0 runs. I don't know if I'm assuming those runs were unearned. I didn't even look at the box score. We're going to do that, guys. We're going to take a look at the box score tonight. But, hey, if you're joining us new, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We're heard here right on YouTube, also on X, formerly as Twitter. So we're live. Those of you who are watching on Twitter, if you would sub, it would help out a lot. We love to get more subs as it grows the channel. The more subs we have, oops, I hit my laptop shaking there. The more subs we have, YouTube pushes the video out to more people, and it helps grow the channel. So that's why we ask you to sub. And if you would remain subbing, that would be great, instead of subbing and then unsubscribing and then coming back in the next day to speak in the chat, and then you want to say something, then you unsubscribe. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know. It just seems you can do what you want. It's free country, but it just seems like, hey, you don't want to support the channel by helping the sub, but you want to still you still want to take the benefit of being on the show. So it's like you get your comments heard. Look, we could say subs only, period. We put 1 minute or 5 minutes, make you sub, but we could just turn it on subs only. But look, we want to get as many people watching as possible. We think we have valuable information, guys. We have nailed this team for the last 2 straight years, and we told you they're going to be in 4th place. And I've already gone out on a limb and told you where they're going to finish next year. 25 is going to be exactly the same as this year, guys. 4th place. There is not any place for this team to grow unless they go out and make some incredible off-season acquisitions in the trade market and in free agency. And we'll get into this free agency a little bit as we talk about the impact of what happened yesterday in the city. And I think that will have an effect on the Giants. But, if we took a look today, Los, at the box score, just taking a quick peek at it right here, guys. Pull this up for you. There we go. All right. Yaz 1 for 4. Fitzgerald 2 for 3. Conforto 0 for 3. Chapman got a hit. He's at 248. Wade 0 for 2. Canna and Carcione 1 for 3. McRae 0 for 4. He's down to 226. He's pretty much what he's been for most of his minor league career. Not a hitter for average, not a big contact guy. When he hits it, he's got some pop. But Wisely, remember Wisely over 300? Remember Bailey around 300, guys? Look at those two guys now. Bailey, 227. Wisely, 246. And looking at Webb, oh, wow, all those runs are earned. How did they give that? Did they not give him an error? Did they give him a fielder's choice?
Apparently not. Yeah, those are all.
They must have just given. Look, guys, I mean, it's an obvious double play. The throw, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know what it is with major league scorer keepers. I see guys get ground balls that are hit hard right at him, and they'll give them an error because it's like too hard. And it's, just, or a guy throws it away because he made a great play on the throw, and then he gets up and he has all day to throw him out, but he overthrows it, and they don't give him an error because he made the catch originally. It's that's
a hometown official score too that did not give him an error, which is going to hurt Webb's ERA, which is a little surprising. Hurts his ERA,
exactly. Yeah.
Hurts fantasy owners going down the stretch. They're probably pretty upset that those earned runs are all attached to them as well. But exactly. That was an error. That was a very makeable play. If you watched Webb's, reaction, his body language, his facial expression, he knew he should have made that play 9 out of 10 times. And he did.
If we look, just looking at players of the game, star of the game, if there's anybody that stood out, I guess it would be Yaz leadoff homer. That's impressive. Fitzgerald, a couple of hits. He's still hovering close to 300. He's right there at 295. Fitzgerald's having a heck of a year. So, but this team is oops, I don't want to do that. Almost ended the show. Hit the wrong button, guys. That would have been a disaster. Maybe not.
There was only 2 guys in that whole box score that had decent batting averages, and it was 2 young guys, Fitzgerald and Ramos. Everybody else is in that proverbial San Francisco Giant 210 to 245. That's their comfort zone. That's what they're known for, and most all of the guys are exactly like that. And those batting averages are worse when it comes to runners in scoring position. Probably the weakest part of the team. It's probably cost them anywhere between 10 and 15 games this year if they had just hit a little bit better with runners in scoring position. Yeah,
I talked about that last night, Los. I even said if you gave them 6 wins, it's just 6 last night. Right now, the Giants are sitting at 68 and 70. Right? They're 68 and 70 on the season. And when they were 68 and 69, it says if you give them 6 wins, they would have been 73 73 and 63, something like that. They would have been right in the thick of it. Just 6 games with a hit here or a hit there. But they've been so awful. And, it's over. The Braves lost tonight, which still the magic number drops. But the Mets won, the Cardinals won, the Cubs won. So look at the Giants here, Los, when it comes to the wild card standings. They're still 6.5 out behind Arizona and the Padres. Okay. Or no, they're 9.5 behind those teams. They're 6.5 by Atlanta. But there's 7 games behind Atlanta in the loss column, and the Braves own the tiebreaker. So the Braves have to lose 8 more than the Giants can lose. So if the Braves just win 86 games, go 12 and 13 in their final 25, 12 and 13, that gets them to 86. The Giants have to win 87 games. That means the Giants have to go 19 and 5. Come on.
It is inevitable at this point. The clock down has begun. The magic number has begun. we called for it about three or 4 weeks ago. People still had optimism that something could happen.
Oh yeah, after they came in after the Braves came into town after remember they had the Tigers. They won the first two and then they couldn't sweep. And then the Braves came in and took 3 in a row from them and then the Giants won the last game of the 4-game series. So this team has had its opportunities. They have no one to blame but themselves. They can't hit in clutch situations. And I mean, it's absolutely really difficult to look. 4 teams have to lose at the same time for the Giants, Mark Graves says, to gain ground. It's over. Yeah. The Cardinals, the Cubs, the Mets, and the Braves all have to lose. Otherwise, the Giants, they're not going to catch. I don't think they win more than 10 games the rest of the year. I think the most they win is 78. I think they're going to be 78 and 84 or possibly worse. Because if you look at their schedule now, they've got 3 with the Diamondbacks coming in. You couldn't beat the Marlins at home. You couldn't win a series. I don't think you're going to beat the Diamondbacks. And then you go after that, Los, they go on the road for 6 games and they play after the Diamondbacks. They go to San Diego only for 3. Then they come back home. So they got all these home games. Then they come home for 3 against Milwaukee. Maybe they win 2 of 3 against Milwaukee, but doubtful. And then they got San Diego for 3. And then it's the 9-game trip that it's Baltimore, Kansas City, and Arizona. They're done.
We should go to the Giants D-backs game here in Phoenix dressed as Grim Reapers. Both of us.
Yeah. They're going to be mathematically eliminated when they come to Arizona on the 23rd.
Yeah, they'll be done by then. And the thing about it is all the people that are in this chat and other people's chats on radio hosts that were saying this is the best rotation in baseball. And we quickly said, okay, great. They forgot that there's another side of winning games, and it means hitting the ball and scoring runs. So like we consistently said, great, you have a great rotation. It was never the best rotation in baseball. It was not, but it was pretty damn good. Does not matter if your team consistently cannot score more than 3 runs a game. You just can't hold other lineups down for so long. So, again, it was there very visibly for most people to see. And I know you don't want to see things and you hope things will work out better, and then they just simply don't. This team is what this team is. A for effort, valiant, but at the end of the day, they just don't have the talent to compete with, and they can't even beat the bad teams consistently now, much less, great teams. I just don't understand for the life of me, everybody that is begging and cheering for them to get in that 3rd wild card, probably to be swept by a good team because they're going to face a top seed. That would be a successful season for you that we made the 3rd wild card team. And it's just very, very lower expectations. So it's better this way. Now the pressure is going to go on who and maybe other people to be held accountable. There has to be some accountability in San Francisco somewhere, right? You're muted.
Sorry. Let's hope they make a move. This is ridiculous. They got to get rid of Farhan, this clown, because the owners gave him the highest payroll the history of San Francisco Giants have ever had. And what happens? Look at the team. They're under 500. They're going to finish 4th in the National League West. If it wasn't for the Rockies, they would be, another team would be breathing down their necks for last place. The Giants would be competing for 5th place. So this team, Los, next year, it's going to be worse, I believe, because you're going to have Snell's going to be gone. Chapman's debatable whether he stays or goes. Even if he stays, you lose Snell. Who's going to take up that mantle? Look, Alex Cobb today. Farhan trades Cobb. I thought they were going for it. Alex Cobb pitched 6 perfect innings today. Lost a perfect game in the 7th inning with a comebacker. Had a perfect game going. And Cobb was on a 1-year deal. You paid him the $10 million to sign. You got nothing for him. And I guess you got somebody, but he'll probably won't amount to anything. And, you bring in Mark Canha. You get rid of Soler and Cobb, and you bring in Mark Canha. What does that tell the team?
Huh.
You don't think – you're not trying to win. And the doggone Giants, it irritates me, Lois. I put out a tweet today. Pick a doggone lane. Just
They can't.
Rebuild it or go for it. But stop this mid stuff, because we've gone over the lineup. The whole team, except for Ramos, Fitzgerald, and Chapman, are mid to below average. Chapman's, he's an above average player. He's not a superstar. Superstars don't only have 64, 65 RBIs batting cleanup or 5th in the order.
What is Blake Snell's record right now, Dan?
Blake Snell, let's pull him up. It's not good. It's not like wins and losses is not all that great.
Just keep hearing the story that wins by a starting pitcher is just not important. What are we doing if wins are not important? He's keeping you in games. He has a good ERA. He has a lot of strikeouts. Okay, all those things and all those numbers benefit Blake Snell for getting a nice contract. Does it benefit the San Francisco Giants? Ask yourself that, because look at
he's 2-3 with a 1.3 WAR, so he's worth 1 win.
Okay, he's the highest paid player on the team. We have to look at the totality of his season. Everybody wants to focus on the last, 2.5 months when he's pitched lights out. But he pitched horribly for the first 2 months. So if we combine it all, we're now in September. We're in the last month of the season, and your big ticket pitchers is won 2 games for you. I mean, it's in black and white. There's no arguing that. I don't care how good he's pitched. He's won you 2 or 3 games because the team doesn't hit. So I don't think Blake Snell wants to come. If you're Blake Snell and you're pitching the best baseball of your career in these last 2 months, maybe better than you did in your Cy Young award-winning seasons. I mean, just 2 months, not for the whole year. And you can't get a win because this team can't hit. Why would you want to come back here? Why?
Look at Webb's numbers. Webb's.
Hey, I've always debated and argued the point. I'm not saying Webb is the ace, but I'm just saying one guy has 11 wins. Quite frankly, a better ERA. Again, we're not talking about 6 weeks. We're talking about the whole season. I didn't know they give out contracts for 6 weeks. Well, maybe they do, because that's how sports works nowadays. But for the totality of the season, right now, Logan Webb has had a better year. Does he have better stuff? No. Does he strike out as many guys? No. But he has 11 wins compared to 2.
Robert
Snell. So
Robert, I know
Snell's not coming back. He's not coming back.
Robert Rothberg, I got to talk to you, buddy. I know you're in some other chats. I see you, and I appreciate your enthusiasm for the team, your positivity,
optimism.
Try to take some of that positivity and mix in some reality, Robert. You say, who said the Giants won't improve the offense? Look, how are they going to improve the offense, Robert? Who's coming here to sign, to play in Oracle Park, in a non-hitter's park? Maybe Jung-Hoo Lee helps out next year. He's the type of guy this lineup needs, because nobody makes contact, and he does. And that's why they struggle with runners in scoring position, because nobody makes contact. They strike out a lot, and because they don't change their swing to – like Los was over at the house today for a while, and Mark Canha came up. And I was talking, and I said, the one thing I could say about Canha is at least he changes his approach with 2 strikes and tries to just make contact
Yeah.
instead of, trying to kill it. And I said, watch, he's going to get a base hit up the middle. And boom, next pitch, a little bit to right center, but he got a hit and he drove in the runs. I'm not saying Mark Canha is a great player, but you got to have a couple guys in the lineup that will actually bear down and know the situation and realize I may not be able to hit one out or drive it, in the gap, but I just got to make contacts, and I'm going to shorten my swing. I'm going to bear down, and I'm going to choke up a little bit, have a little more back control, and then whatever pitch comes, I'm going to be looking fastball because if it's a breaking ball, I'll have time to adjust. If I'm looking breaking ball with 2 strikes, this is how I did it. I don't know. Maybe other guys
Old school. That's the way we all did it.
I never wanted to wait on a.
We adjusted on 2 strikes to the breaking
if
ball.
I'm expecting a breaking ball with 2 strikes constantly, and I'm getting a fastball, I'm going to sit there and take one right down the middle and look like a fool. I don't recall ever taking a pitch for a 3rd strike down the middle. I might have taken one off the plate that was borderline, but you got to protect and swing. And if you can choke up a little bit, you have more back control. And if it is a fastball that's coming, you have time to adjust to the breaking ball. If they throw a breaking ball and you were looking fastball, I'm going to be ready for that fastball because it can get by you quick. And how many times have we seen ball players just taking called 3rd strikes because it wasn't their pitch? Look,
all the time.
Situations, man, I don't get it. Do they not teach? I know the Giants' approach is wait for the pitch in your zone, and if it's not there, take it. And yeah, I get that at times. But you know what? Sometimes the first pitch, I was watching the Phillies tonight and the Braves. And in the 9th inning, the Phillies sent out a lefty, Matt Strom, I think his name, Matt Strom. And Olsen was up. And what did he do? Very first pitch goes to left field for a base hit. Why? Because he says, this might be the best pitch I get. And I'm going to go up there with an approach that he's going to try and get me probably on the outside. And I'm just going to go with it. Boom. But guys, with the Giants, let's take that pitch. It wasn't what I was looking for. Now you're down 0-1. Next pitch. Down 0-2. Well, shoot. 0-2, guys, you don't have many choices.
Of these 3 players, which one would you want back? I think I know the answer. Canha, Yaz, and Conforto.
Wow. Which 3 would I want back? Canha?
Which one of those 3 would you want back?
Is none of the above an option?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that one.
I mean, that's probably a good answer, but I mean, like you said a few minutes ago, I would probably take Mark Canha because at least he understands like situational hitting. At least he will go the other way consistently as he did today. That's what the game is about. The Giants have so few opportunities to score runs that when they do, they have to capitalize. When the infield is playing back, you just got to get a ground ball or hit a sac fly. And if you can't even do that consistently, you're not hitting the ball over the fence. And other than Fitzgerald, you don't have a lot of speed to manufacture runs. I still don't see, small ball and bunts. So you're relying on situational hitting. And the Giants have about 2 or 3 guys on this whole roster that understand that.
Mark Gray says whoever makes the least. I think that would be Mark Canha. He'd probably sign for $2 or $3 million.
Yeah. If the Giants bring back Yaz and they bring back Conforto, then we know they're not serious. If they bring back the same pretty much guys that have consistently failed over the last few years in these type of situations, then they're not serious about winning. And there'll still be a few guys out there that'll say, we're going to get them this year when nothing has changed. So it's another big off season.
Yeah, guys. And so let's we've been going at it for 25 minutes. Let's, we've covered the Giants enough this year to just, keep beating this thing to death. They're not going anywhere. We predicted fourth place. They're going to finish fourth place. They're going to finish under 500. The one thing I will say that I do not want to see happen right now, they're 68 and 70. Okay. I don't want to see them. Hey, Buster, stop, buddy. I don't want to see them be somewhere around 72 and 82 and then win 8 straight games to go, or 73 and 81 and then win 8 straight games and finish 500. And everybody goes, wow, what a finish. We finished hard. We played hard to the end. This team did not quit. There's no quit in this team. They played hard for Melvin. Giants focus, and next year looks really bright. That's the worst thing that can happen. Okay? I do not want to see – somebody says I got blocked, Robert. I don't know what that means, but maybe I'm not paying attention to the chat, what they're saying. But anyway, I think they're having their own conversation.
I don't even want to hear Farhan give the final exit summary of the season interview.
He should be fired.
That would be an awesome message if he was canned even before he could kind of say the BS that he's going to say.
I think the Giants, if they were going to make a statement, they should fire him tomorrow on Labor Day. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your labor. It's a very appropriate day to let you know we're thinking of you and we're relieving you of your labor with this organization. Happy Labor Day.
That would be good.
Come on. That would be great. Louis, one of our members, says I went to the bathroom, came back, and we were down 2. Yeah. Yeah. I just think.
Or if not tomorrow it should have been yesterday. That would have been.
Yeah.
Nice.
It would be great to see what Melvin does in the final 24 games by himself. Just let's see what happens. How does he manage the club? Does he get more aggressive on the bases? Does he play all the young guys? Does he, why is Luciano not up here? Why is Luciano? Why are we not getting a look at Luciano this year?
They don't like him.
Look, you got 24 games. The roster's increased. We brought up Blake Sable and Tristan Beck. Keep getting Rod Beck and Tristan. There's no comparison. Sorry, Rod. Didn't mean to insult you at all because Rod Beck was a great pitcher.
What's funny is when you like or don't like somebody, it really shows up very clearly. Like the Giants love Yaz. They loved Slater forever. They love them. No matter how much they failed, they love them. And then when they don't like a guy, it's very obvious, like a Matos, like a Luciano. When they don't like somebody, they have a very, very short leash for guys like that. And switching over to football, the right tackle, McKivitz. The 49ers love Colton McKivitz. Gave up 13 sacks last year. It's just funny how organizations –
there's certain guys that people like. I know.
But why? Do they fall in love with them? Because do they play Santa at Christmas parties, or are they very giving? Are they big in charity? Do they show up at a lot of events? Do they give good post-game conferences? Are they financial consultants competing with secure money off to the side so they can help the players? Why do they like these guys when their on-performance skills are average to below average, and nobody holds them accountable? Nobody I've ever seen holds Melvin accountable for starting guys that are not good or asking Farhan, why do you keep around Austin Slater? Why do you keep around Yaz? Nobody. So if they like them, they're going to play regardless. And if they don't like them, they're not going to play.
It's really remarkable, Los. It really is. But you know what? The end, guys, I'll just say this. Don't get excited for the 25 season, okay? The 25 season will be more of the same. The only chance that I will get excited is is if they bring in a new person who's got experience, that's had success, like a Ned Colletti. I would love to see him go with a Ned Colletti because he's a leader. He doesn't take crap. Look, I have talked with Ned many, many times, and I know his personality. He's a strong personality. You've seen him on the show. He wouldn't take any crap, and he wouldn't get pushed around by agents. He wouldn't be settling for these terrible deals. He'd be like, here's our offer, take it or leave it. And he would be, he'd train the right people. He'd have real baseball men helping run the organization. Look, guys, you need type A personalities running your top of the organization. You can't have some fishnet guy, some guy that's intimidated that you can look. Just look at Farhan. Does he give you any confidence when he speaks? I mean, he gives nobody any confidence. And you think that you don't think that guys get that? It's like I hate to use an analogy without using names, but sometimes it's like we've all played fantasy baseball or football, and we know who the guys like in the football season, you could deal with or whatever. I don't know. I'm just thinking that he's just not the guy cut out for the job. And you know what? I don't want to. Hey, USC, that's right. They were playing. Gosh, I was checking that out earlier. LSU, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Big win. I didn't see I got to watching that other game. What was the final of that USC game? Let's take a look here. USC. Where was it? It was. What? Oh, I got it. That's why I got it on the ACC. That was a top 25 game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. SC 27-20 in Vegas, wasn't it? Yeah. So
it's good that an SEC school gets out of their comfort zone and comes out west, because they rarely do.
Right. So
one last thing on Farhan and the Giants, Dan, and we'll move on.
Yes.
Is the Giants made a mistake last year of just getting rid of one guy. They got rid of Kepler, and they still kept Farhan. If they do move on from Farhan, they need to move off Kepler as well. If
or they get it, you mean Melvin?
I mean Melvin. I'm sorry, I'm Melvin. Yeah. They need to move off both as a tag team, because if we bring in a new GM, the new GM, president of baseball operations, whatever, is going to want his own person. He's not going to want Melvin. So they need to, again, learn from their mistakes. Getting rid of one guy did not change anything. They need to get rid of both of them. I was not a Melvin fan when they hired him, because he's not just one to stand up, and
they need. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough. And
somebody had mentioned that they don't want a strong personality like Ned, and I agree with that, because Ned,
they probably don't. The ownership is. I don't get it, man. Just turn it over. Do what Jed York finally did. Remember Jed trying to. Oh, I'm going with. Who was that guy he went with? I can't even remember now. After Chip Kelly, Tom Sula, Jim Tom Sula. I mean, everybody knew he wasn't qualified. Nice guy and everything, but he wasn't qualified to run the organization, the head coach. And then you brought in Jim Kelly, and then he finally says, you know what? I've been trying to run this my way. I've watched Jerry Jones try and do it his way and never get anywhere. I'll just turn the football operations over to two guys that have an idea of what they're doing, and John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan.
And props to Jed York, because he could have stubbornly stayed with Tom Sula, because he gave him a 4-year guaranteed contract, but he cut his losses after 1 year. Oh, you're not it. Bye. And then he went to Chip Kelly and realized another 4-year contract, and he wasn't it. So he had to eat 8 years of paying coaches and only got 2 years out of them. So say what you will about Jed York. He's got some, things about him that I'm not crazy about, but in that sense, he quickly identified somebody not being right for the position, not doing well, and moved off of them, no matter what they owed them, as far as salary. And he got it right with Kyle. I may have my issues with Kyle here and there. We'll talk about that on the preview show. But he's a damn good coach, So he got it right, and he got it right with John Lynch as well. So
right.
That's what the Giants ownership needs to realize. They need to get it right in the GM and the manager this time. You have to get those two guys right. It can't be one is cool and one is not. It's not going to work.
Right. Hey, guys, we did a little bit of an update earlier today during the pregame, but just thought we'd touch base on this. It has, as it relates to the Bay Area, the sports scene yesterday, the near tragic incident involving Ricky Pearsall, the 49ers #1 draft choice, wide receiver out of Florida, lives here in Arizona from Chandler, his family, right down the road from where Los is at.
Yep.
And, this was a tragic situation that could happen anywhere, guys. It happened. It's just so happened to take place in San Francisco. Could have happened in any major city, any small city. In fact, it does happen in a lot of cities across. We just don't hear about it all the time. But this was a high-profile situation because involved Ricky Pearsall. We probably wouldn't be talking about this at all if it was, somebody's aunt or uncle or parent that nobody knows. And that's unfortunate because their lives are just as valuable as anybody else's. But look, celebrities in the news, things happen. It gets media coverage. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. This happened on a Saturday on a 3-day weekend. Wait till Tuesday morning when Stephen A. Smith comes back from the 3-day holiday, and this thing is going to get
in an election year.
Yeah, in an election year. This thing is going to just, if I can give you a prop for it as what it's going to do, it's going to be like this, guys. It's going to blow up in the media, and that's not good for San Francisco, the city. It's not good for the Giants. I think it'll be okay for the 49ers because they're top organization and they play not in the city. But people do want to travel to the city for a night. They want to go out. Maybe they take they're not going to live in the city, but they might want to visit and go to a restaurant. And that's going to affect some people. The wives are going to go, oh, no, we're not going to go to San Francisco. Let's go where, perception is reality. Whether, guys, just remember that your someone's perception is their reality. And if, forget all the political stuff, because this isn't some whatever side you stand on, one side's going to argue it for this reason, the other side's going to argue for this reason, and it's all bogus.
It is. And
it's just, yeah. And go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish it off.
I would just say this. This is going to have an effect on the Giants being able to, they just so happens to be Juan Soto wants to come to, is going to be a free agent. People want Juan Soto to come. This may have an impact on that. We heard it last year from Buster Posey with Shohei Ohtani. Is Shohei, look, people, and the problem is this. Crime happens everywhere, okay? But crime we all should want the same thing when it comes to crime. Should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and people should be put away. You shouldn't. If people are getting away with carjackings and people are leaving their trunks open when they go to work so that people say, hey, look, I don't want my car broken in. There's nothing in my car. Look, I'm going to leave my trunk open.
Windows rolled down with a note.
Exactly. And everything's just like, if you're catering to the criminals because there's not enough police and they're not cracking down on it, it's considered just a petty crime they let go, then it leads to more. It escalates. I don't know what this young guy thought. He probably didn't plan on shooting Ricky Pearsall, but he probably thought, hey, look, I can steal something from him. The rumor was it was a Rolex watch. Hasn't been confirmed. But the rumor, he probably thought, hey, look, I'll get away with the petty crime and I'll go back to Tracy and I'll sell this thing for thousands of dollars. And no one will ever come after me because they don't prosecute. So that's what is the issue with San Francisco. Not that these things happen or don't happen, because, again, they happen everywhere. And San Francisco happens to be probably one of the safer cities when it comes to gun violence. It's not as bad as a lot of other big cities.
Right.
But it's really bad when it comes to petty crimes, stealing, and nobody does it, and homelessness, all that perception builds into this situation. So, Los, I'd love to get your take on this, and then we'll get to Robert's comment on the hockey player and his brother, which was very sad last week, or just a few days ago.
Yeah. Well, the saddest thing about all this is Ricky Pearsall and Ricky Pearsall's family is going to, inevitably watch the news, both locally and nationally. And all the stories are going to be politically driven, right, left, what the city should do, how they should hold people accountable. This man almost lost his life. This young man almost lost his life. And I guarantee
very fortunate.
Very fortunate. And I guarantee you they're hardly going to even talk about that. It's going to be political. It's going to be very divisive, which is what they do now. So it's really sad. It's going to teach probably, not just pro athletes, but anybody that has any kind of flash. You just can't show it in the city anymore. You just can't, because
Chad Okosinko said something about that.
Yeah, and does it happen in other cities and in other states? Absolutely. They're held a little bit more accountable than they are there. Trust me when I say this. This is not just my opinion. I know many, many San Francisco police officers, many. Talk with them behind the scenes. Many of them are quitting before their full pension is up because they quite frankly feel handcuffed, that they can't do anything. They can't do anything on.
And that's the problem.
They're ignoring it. Yeah.
And that's why I say this stuff escalates. Because if you look, I've been to Singapore. Do yourself a favor, guys. If you travel and you want to go to a safe place, go to Singapore. My wife and I, you can actually be a young woman walking down the street, and you could even be an attractive woman wearing a dress, and you're not going to get bothered and you can be at 2 a.m. because you get caught crime. That's it. You're done. They don't even allow spitting on the streets. I accidentally came out of dinner and was walking and, just cleared my throat and kind of spit real quick. And I forgot. I didn't even think. It was just second nature, and I was like, oh, but
can't do that in Thailand either. They look very down upon that.
Yeah. But Singapore's a very clean, very safe. Went on their subway system. It's like BART. You want to talk about an immaculate train car, just super clean. You go to BART and it's like graffiti and different things, and you're looking around over your shoulder, wondering who's coming in, and it's crazy.
What happened to Ricky Pearsall happens every day, every night, all across the country. But because it happened to a professional football player, is what's going to magnify this, and what's going to make it really a big story, because this was somebody. Hey, can you imagine if this was Steph Curry?
That's what I mentioned. Yes.
Can you imagine if that was Steph Curry? Oh my God, the whole world would go upside down. So, this is the world we live in, unfortunately, right now. And it's got to make you think and make better decisions about where to go, what to wear.
Yeah, this is the whole thing.
How it is.
The fact that it happened in Union Square, an area that's generally regarded as pretty safe. There was a card show there. He's coming out of the card show later, and somebody must have, I don't know what the word is, but
he needed to have security with him.
Right. I mean, you cannot be an athlete because, look, the younger generation today, the kid was 17. You think he cares if he was an athlete or not? No, the kid's probably on drugs, probably looking for drug money. There's so much problems with the economy, different things. People have to be careful. And again, forget Los, you made a great point. Forget the political crap. The man almost lost his life. He was probably within inches of hitting a vital organ. It might have, the fact that I looked again today and I thought it was his right side. It was his left side, the chest. So it was over somewhere in the left side, and your heart's on the left side of your chest, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? So
Left side.
who knows how close it was, but the bullet went through his chest and exited his back, and he's fortunate it didn't hit anything. And that's a close-up shot. A close-up shot like that, man, he is so I mean, he was probably within, an inch of something very serious happened where, I don't know, could have hit a lung, punctured a lung. I don't know where the lungs are, down lower, maybe in the back, I guess, the lungs. But
this was attempted robbery and attempted murder. He's 17. He'll probably get tried as a youth, not as an adult. He'll probably serve 3 to 5 years.
Yeah,
almost taking somebody's life.
Right, and I guess Pearsall fought back too. So,
and then there's that, and that's just instinctually taking over.
Right. I mean, yeah,
he's defending himself, which we can't
fight or flight type instincts came in, and who knows? No one knows if they're without video evidence. We probably will, we don't know if the kid pulled a gun on Ricky at first and said, "Give me this," and we don't know.
There's a lot of cameras in downtown San Francisco. I bet one camera picked it up, and it's going to come out in the next 48 hours. Watch.
Yeah.
And it's going to show it what went down. So
this is a very difficult situation because I'm telling you guys, if tomorrow was not a holiday, it'd blow up tomorrow. But look for it on Tuesday when Stephen A. Smith, because he'll be the leader of it. He'll bring it out, and then all the other ESPN commentators, the guys that get paid to stir up stuff, right? They get paid to create a story. That's what these guys do. That's what, sports has become. In a sense, it's, when we put something out, we put out a short or we put out a little video. We're trying to create some momentum, story, Look, we're not gonna sensationalize anything. I'm never gonna sensationalize something just to make. But when we're talking and we make a clip of something, it's to get more views. That's what you do on YouTube, and that's what ESPN is going to do on a national level, and Fox, and all those guys. When they get back to work, they're going to make this a top story. And it's the week before the season starts, Thursday night. You've got the Chiefs and the Ravens Thursday night, and this will be talked about. And now it's going to be, with Ricky Pearsall, we don't know how long this put him on the IR for 4 games minimum. Does he able to come back? I don't think he's going to be able to play against the Jets. I wouldn't think.
No, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it takes for a bullet wound to heal, but I would imagine a few weeks of recovery. And then he's probably going to need some counseling, a lot of, I said this on the show this morning, Los, in the pregame. I think this makes Pearsall, it's going to make him a better player because he's going to realize how close he came not only to losing his career, but his life. And he's always been known as a guy who's a tenacious worker. You can't, in fact, Herm Edwards says you have to get him to slow down because he won't stop. He just works.
Yeah, this is an eye-opening, life-changing event. It might change his mindset on how he approaches things, and maybe that's a very good point. He may blow up because of this and take off, because he almost lost his life. And he's a professional football player. Maybe he'll take it a little bit. Not that he doesn't take it serious, but he needs to know when to go fast, when to go slow, like Coach
Right.
said. So he's not a college football player anymore. He's a professional. And I hope to God, Ryan and some of you are right, that he is tried as an adult. I just, as a San Francisco native and knowing that city very, very well, they're not as hard on crime as other areas are. So I hope to God he is tried as an adult. I hope they'll throw the book at him. I hope he gets 40 to 60 years to life if possible.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I've seen too much where that's not the case at all.
Let's shift gears here a little bit and talk about this situation. Robert Boyd. Thank you, Robert. A friend of the show and a member, NHL All-Star Johnny Gaudreau and his brother died both Thursday from a drunk driver in New Jersey. And they were on their way to, they were in New Jersey. It was their sister's wedding on last Friday, the next day, and very tragic situation. Johnny Hockey, he was known as Johnny Hockey, and 31 years old. Man, it was really gripping when I read his wife's statement about how she loved him so much and that she just adored him, and every day of her life she felt so blessed. And it's just so sad. And again, somebody got behind the wheel, 6 or 7 beers, and got irritated. And man, just like Ryan says, take an Uber, guys. Take an Uber. You got Lyft, Uber. Dang.
Don't drink as much. There's a lot of options. Know your limit. Take a taxi, take an Uber, take a Lyft. Have a designated driver in place. Take a limo. There's many options.
But
people keep doing stupid things like that and taking innocent people's lives.
Marcus Tanner says the DA's already said criminal will be tried as a juvenile. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, the city's so soft. Yeah. He was okay enough to get from Tracy to here, to San Francisco, and approach him, but he just a juvenile.
This is the new DA that's supposed to be cracking down on things that said this. I'm not familiar with the whole San Francisco political scene nowadays, and don't want to be. Quite happy where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly. Aaron says he likes to take the limo option. Yeah, I'm sure.
Hell yeah. You know what's up, Aaron.
But Los, just a tough weekend. And then, but we got football coming up, guys. So we'll be shifting over to football. We do have some baseball interviews coming up. So Tuesday night, former general manager of the San Francisco Giants, Bobby Evans, will join us on Tuesday after the Diamondbacks. So just about 48 hours, just a little over 48 hours from now, Bobby Evans will join us on the show. And then also we have Dave Dravecki joining us on Thursday night, guys. Let me see. I've got that ticker here. There we go. Bobby Evans, Tuesday, 9:30. Dave Dravecki, Thursday at 6:30. You're not going to want to miss either one of those. I know the 6:30 one on Thursday might be a little early for some of you. Catch the replay, as that will be a really good show. I'm looking forward to both those. So,
and if you haven't seen the Ron Rivera interview, go back.
Check out
that replay, because that was one me and Dan enjoyed thoroughly.
Yeah, check out that one, and check out Sean Estes last Monday night. That was an awesome interview too with Sean.
Yep.
And then we've got Alex Mack, trying to nail down the date. Former Cal Bear, Cleveland Brown, Atlanta Falcon, and San Francisco 49er. He finished up his career. Was that the 21 season when they lost to the Rams in the MAC?
NFC Championship game?
Yeah, is that the game that Trent played, but he shouldn't have played when he was hurt? 21?
Right, 21, yeah.
And Mac was the center, right? 21?
I believe so. I believe he was the center, yeah.
I'm going to look that up and see, because I thought that was his last year. He had a really bad knee, and but we'll check that out. But we're working on getting Alex Mack. He was an all-pro center, guys. Yeah, there he is as a look. Check this out, guys. I'll put a picture of him up right here. There we go. I got a bunch of buttons. There, Alex Mack right there. San Francisco 49er. I'm trying to think when he was with the nine. I want to say it was the 21 season, wasn't it?
I think so. I can't think of anybody else that was at center for 20 and 21.
Let's just take a look. Did this come up? Yeah, 21. Is that showing? Yeah, all 21 games, guys. All 21 games with the he played all that guy, yeah, and then in the playoffs. So we'll get Alex on the show as well, and we'll do some football talk, guys. So
football's revving up. Starts Thursday.
Yeah. Why don't we close with this, Los? Let's do our little let me get this comment down here. Where did it go? Hold on here. All right. There we go. Let's do our immaculate grid, and then you want to do baseball or football? Football. All right. We're going into football season.
Yes.
Guys.
And basketball, not too far behind.
Yeah. I loved one of the shows I catch now and then. Giants does a good job over at Hum Baby. He played taps today on his guitar for the Giants.
Oh, yeah. That's good. I like that.
I thought that was good. We played Turn Out the Lights last week, though. We're a week ahead. We like to think we call things a little earlier here at NorCal. We projected a long time ago that this team was not going anywhere. So we're going to do a little immaculate grid here. We're going to pull this up for us, and we will get that going. Oops, I don't want that one. Hit the wrong one, Los. I hit the film immaculate. Pull that one up. There we go. Immaculate grid. Let's do pro football. Oh, this is going to be tough, Los.
Good. I like it challenging.
No 49er stuff. We're going to have to work hard on this.
That's okay.
Guys, we may need some help from the chat. We always will. We always do. Okay. So here we go. Let me get the chat looking. Okay. Play funeral for a fan. Okay. Let me blow this up a little bit more. All right. We've got a player that played with the Giants and the Saints. We got Giants, Tennessee Titans, Broncos. Oh, this is just all players that played for no stats, Los. This is no stats. This is
this is just knowing personnel.
Okay. Yeah. Giants and
Giants and the Saints. God, what was the name of the quarterback?
Oh man, I just why am I just
That's going to be tough. All of these are going to be tough. I can do the ones that I know. Dallas and Denver, the pass rush.
DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah. Let's knock out what we know. DeMarcus Ware, play for both. DeMarcus Ware.
Looking for, there we go. DeMarcus Ware. Oh, a lot of people, 55%. Dallas and the
Titans. Tony Pollard.
Titans.
Isn't Tony Pollard? Is Tony Pollard on the Titans? The running
Is
back?
he now?
I think he's now.
Where did
he was? I know he was definitely with Dallas. I could have swore Tony Pollard is with the Titans now.
Saints and I see in the chat, and I remember Saints and Giants. Jeremy Shockey played for the Saints and Giants.
Okay. Can anybody confirm Tony Pollard is on the Titans before we select it? Who else? Dallas. I was going to say Kerry Collins. I couldn't think of it, but yeah.
I think Tony Pollard did sign with the Titans this year.
Let's do it. Let's roll with it.
Didn't he? Pretty sure. Anybody confirming? I'm not.
Oh, wait a minute. Marcos Tanner says Pollard is on the Titans. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not Googling this, guys. This is straight off the top of my head. I do not want to cheat. I don't want
Tony Pollard. Okay. Wait a minute. Am I on the right? Let me go back before is the yellow square lit up? I can't see. It's covered by the name. Is the yellow one? Is that New York and Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to. Okay, Tony Pollard. I hit it. How come it didn't go?
Oh, you don't have Pollard in the Cowboy Titan box. You have it in the New York.
Oh shoot! I did the wrong one.
Yeah.
We lost. Oh gosh. God, that's what I was.
Yeah, it goes in that box. Hold on.
We missed it.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Come on. Tony. In the wrong box. What the heck? Why is this not? Guys, I'm typing it in. Tony.
Okay. So if you missed
I don't know why it's. I got it in the right box now, and it's not taking it.
I think because you missed one already, right?
Maybe they don't have this right. Or did he get cut? What's going on?
I find it hard to believe Tony Pollard got cut.
I don't know. Jeez.
Oh well, we can't win them all.
All right, Eddie George, Titans, and somebody said Eddie George. I know he played with the Titans. Who else did he play with?
Titans, and he didn't play for Dallas. I don't remember him playing for Detroit or New York. Yeah, this is a tough one.
I'm about ready to quit.
Yeah.
I don't feel like doing this. Give up. I suck tonight. I can't think.
Yeah. It's been a long weekend.
Give me a good one. Give me a good one. How about yesterday? You know what? I don't feel like playing. It's a holiday weekend. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Adios. See you guys.
Guys, we are going to end this. Tomorrow is Monday. It's a holiday. We don't have anything on the docket, do we, Los?
Nothing, I believe, but having a barbecue, enjoying a few cold ones. And
yeah, we're going to have a life. We're going to enjoy the holiday. It's Labor Day. If you want to go 365 on the Giants, there's places out there you can go. But it's not here.
Quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not here.
Probably not going to be covering the winter meetings every single day. We'll be deep into football and basketball. So
yeah, guys, no 365 Giants here, okay? We I can barely do these guys right now, man, Los. Guys, serious. If you appreciate this show, us covering the Giants, you either ought to just do a big-time super chat or join as a member, because this is hard. This is hard to talk about the Giants team. Oh, man. All right, guys. We are out of here. Tuesday morning, we'll come back. Who knows? Maybe if something breaks tomorrow, I'll do a short little show, but I'm probably going to take the day off. And we'll come back tomorrow morning Tuesday morning at 10:30. Tuesday morning, 10:30, morning game plan, and then we'll cover the Giants Tuesday night with Bobby Evans. So, guys, enjoy your holiday. You work hard for it. It's a day of labor to rest. We'll see you guys Tuesday. Take care, everybody.